The trial of William Samoei Ruto and Joshua Arap Sang before the International Criminal Court continued from 17th to 28th January 2014 with the testimony of the 9th prosecution witness testifying under the pseudonym P-0356. The witness testified under the protective measures of a pseudonym, facial pixelation, and voice distortion. Large parts of the testimony were given in private sessions, closed to the public, to preserve the confidentiality of the witness's identity. During public sessions, answering questions from prosecution trial lawyer Lucio Garcia, the witness said that on the 4th January 2008, a couple of days after the beginning of the post-election violence, he encountered several roadblocks guarded by Kalenjin youths who were armed with bows and arrows, spears, rungus, and pangas. When he went back home, he said his wife told him that houses of PNU, Party of National Unity supporters, had been torched and destroyed in the area. He further testified about meetings of the ODM, Orange Democratic Movement, in 2007. During a meeting at the Eldoret Sports Club, William Ruto, he said, had been named spokesman of Kalenjin community and also crowned as king according to Kalenjin culture. At another meeting, the witness said William Ruto was present and Joshua Sang was the master of ceremony.
In that meeting, Honorable Ruto had called the people so as to discuss with the people the political way forward of whom he was going to support. Honorable Ruto was still not sure about supporting Honorable Raila Odinga at that time, but the Kalenjin community had decided to support Mr. Raila Odinga.
The witness further testified that Joshua Sang was expressing his political support for William Ruto and the ODM on different occasions, especially through the morning radio show he was hosting on Kass FM called Le Ne Emet. Mr. Sang also criticized people from opposing parties on the air, the witness added.
It was not even one time Joshua Sang used the morning show of Kass FM Le Ne Emet. Even sometimes someone could make a phone call and talk ill or talk opposite about William Ruto, and Joshua Sang was telling people that William Ruto is the only person we know, is the only king we know, and whatever he is going to say is that the Kalenjin community has said.
During the cross-examination by Mr. Sang defense counsel, Joseph Kipchumba Kigen Katwa, the witness stood by his earlier testimony that Joshua Sang used derogatory terms to refer to Kikuyus on his radio show. Mr. Kigen Katwa played a series of audio extracts of Kass FM broadcasts by Joshua Sang for the witness. Some of the recordings presented to the witness contained interviews with leaders and members of other political parties and ethnic groups, such as Uhuru Kenyatta. The witness could not confirm that these were the broadcasts he had heard. He added that Mr. Sang was calling for peace only after the beginning of the post-election violence and that he was openly campaigning for Mr. Ruto. During public parts of the cross-examination, William Ruto's defense counsel, Karim Khan QC, questioned the credibility of the witness through a series of questions related to his testimony that he had been to some of Mr. Ruto's homes, the witness's criminal record, and allegations of fraud.
So, Your Honour, I'll move on, but I have a duty to put my case, and I'm saying the witness was part of a scam, and that's what the question was focused on, and he knew that other people were doing exactly what he did, which is putting forward false evidence. But, Your Honour, I'll move on, but I wanted the record to be clear as to the ground of relevance and my objection, in principle, to the argument put forward by the prosecution, and indeed the ruling of the court that it should be disallowed. But, Your Honour, I'll move on.
You might have begun with whether he knew of anyone.
Are you aware of anyone, witness, who has given false evidence regarding Mr. Ruto to get benefits.
No, Your Honor.
Are you aware, then, with this witness, that individuals, and please include yourself in this, put in exaggerated and false claims in Kenya with these organizations, claiming huge amounts of money for rent, school fees, and allowances, and they were paid simply because the story they gave was one that was in demand by USAID and other organizations?
I'm not aware, Your Honor.
Proceedings in the case of William Ruto and Joshua Sang continued on Tuesday, 28th January, with the testimony of the 10th prosecution witness, P-0128.